FIFA promised the world a festival. The greatest World Cup ever staged. 48 teams, 3 nations, 104 matches. A celebration that would redefine football forever. But something went very wrong. Before a single ball was kicked, referees were turned back at borders. Players were denied entry to the host nation. Tickets were priced so high that stadiums sat half empty. And gunshots echoed through cities preparing to welcome the world. This is not the World Cup FIFA promised. This is the most controversial tournament in football history. And it has only just begun. Let's start with the numbers, because the numbers tell a story FIFA desperately wants to hide. Tickets for World Cup 2026 were priced at levels never seen before in football history. Some seats going for prices that ordinary fans could never dream of affording. FIFA President Gianni Infantino stood before the world and promised sold-out stadiums, record crowds, a tournament for everyone. But the cameras don't lie. Empty seats, thousands of them, in a World Cup, the biggest sporting event on the planet. Fans who had saved for years to attend their team's matches, simply priced out, left watching from home. FIFA built the grandest stage in football history, then made sure most of the world couldn't afford a seat on it. That is not a celebration of football. That is a betrayal of it. But empty seats were just the beginning, because then came something truly shocking. Referees, match officials appointed by FIFA itself, were turned back at the United States border. Officials who had been selected, trained, and cleared to work at this tournament, denied entry, sent home. Think about what that means for a moment. FIFA chose America as a host nation, then could not guarantee that its own officials could enter the country. And it wasn't just referees. Players found their travel authorizations held under review days before the tournament. Switzerland's Briel Embolo, a key player for his nation, temporarily blocked from entering the United States just 10 days before kickoff. Imagine spending your entire career working toward one moment and being stopped at a border, not by an opponent on the pitch, but by a visa officer at an airport. And then there is the political dimension. FIFA promised this World Cup would be inclusive, a global celebration where every fan is welcome. But Donald Trump's travel ban cast a shadow over that promise. Before the tournament even began, Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International both called on FIFA, demanding guarantees that human rights would be upheld. Throughout the tournament, Football Supporters Europe stated they were, and I quote, extremely concerned by the ongoing militarization of police forces in the United States. ICE agents reported at stadiums, fans from certain nations afraid to travel, journalists facing restrictions. This was supposed to be football's greatest party. Instead, it became a political battleground. And FIFA, the organization that claims to stand above politics, chose to align itself with power rather than with the fans, who make this sport what it is. And if you thought it couldn't get worse, it did. Billions of fans across Africa, Asia, and Europe were staring down the barrel of 3 a.m. kickoff times, because the tournament was built around American television schedules, not around football, not around the global fan base that makes this sport the most watched on Earth. India, a nation of over 1 billion people, had no confirmed broadcaster for the World Cup until just 9 days before kickoff. 9 days for the biggest sporting event in human history. FIFA had demanded $100 million for broadcast rights. The chaos that followed left Indian fans in complete uncertainty, right up until the very last moment. This is what happens when football stops being about football and starts being about money. Now, some will say this is just politics, that once the matches start, none of this matters. And they are partly right, because on the pitch, this World Cup has already delivered magic. Stunning goals, shocking upsets, moments that remind you why you fell in love with this sport in the first place. But here is the truth that FIFA does not want you to say out loud. A World Cup is not just 90 minutes on a pitch. It is the fans who travel thousands of miles to be there. It is the referee who dedicates decades to the sport. It is the child in a village somewhere who stays up until 3 a.m. just to watch their heroes play. When you price them out, when you turn them away at borders, when you schedule matches for advertisers instead of fans, you are not hosting the World Cup. You are selling it. World Cup 2026 will produce a champion. A trophy will be lifted. Tears will be shed. History will be written on that pitch. But the story of this tournament will not just be about what happened on the field. It will be about what happened off it. About the fans who couldn't get in, the officials who couldn't get through, the billions who watched through a screen at 3 in the morning. FIFA promised the greatest World Cup in history. Whether they delivered, you decide. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Is this the greatest World Cup ever, or the most broken? Subscribe to SketchKick, because we say what football is actually thinking.